Online store where she sells mundane domestic products for astronomical prices. $64 for a candle, anyone? No, thanks. Anyway.
And her 3 a.m. Home shopping network hits, where she's trying to sell you a blender that you don't need as you're trying to keep your eyes open. I will say that there are new reports out of the U.S.
Is we send in ethical accountants to go into your finances so that we can make sure that all your money is above board. And guess what?
A fresh controversy is beginning to circulate online, and once again the spotlight has landed on Meghan Markle. This time, the debate isn't directly about royal duties or interviews, but about a promotional post connected to her lifestyle brand as ever. The discussion started when social media users noticed a new promotional campaign appearing during the holy month of Ramadan. The post highlighted a selection of products from the brand's online store, items ranging from candles to various home goods that are marketed as luxury lifestyle products. However, what quickly caught people's attention wasn't just the promotion itself, but the pricing attached to some of the products. One item frequently mentioned by critics was a candle reportedly priced around $60.
A risk at all. Previously, when she wrote when she wrote one of her other books, I mean, she lost Diana as a very close personal friend because
which many online commenters described as unusually expensive for a simple household product. For some observers, the bigger issue wasn't the price tag, it was the timing. Ramadan is considered one of the most sacred months in the Islamic calendar, a time when millions of Muslims around the world focus on fasting, charity, and spiritual reflection. Because of this, some commentators argued that linking commercial promotions to such a religious occasion could appear insensitive. Critics suggested that promoting high-priced lifestyle goods during a period traditionally associated with modesty and reflection might feel tone-deaf. Others defended the move, pointing out that many companies around the world create seasonal promotions during religious or cultural holidays. But as the conversation unfolded, attention quickly shifted away from the online store itself and toward a much bigger royal storyline, one that could potentially create serious tension for Prince Harry and Meghan. According to reports circulating among media insiders in the United States, publishers have allegedly approached Sarah Ferguson with lucrative offers to write a new memoir about her life connected to the British royal family. Ferguson, widely known as Fergie, has spent decades moving in and out of royal circles. Her marriage to Prince Andrew placed her directly inside the monarchy during the late 20th century, giving her a unique perspective on the institution and its inner dynamics. Even after their divorce, Ferguson remained connected to the royal family through her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, both of whom have maintained relationships with several members of the extended royal household. Publishing insiders reportedly believe that Ferguson's story could become a major bestseller, particularly if it explores controversial moments in recent royal history, including the dramatic fallout surrounding Megxit. For Harry and Meghan, that possibility could be worrying. When Meghan first began dating Prince Harry in 2016, she was gradually introduced to different members of the extended royal family. During that early period, Ferguson was reportedly welcoming and supportive, helping Meghan navigate some of the traditions and expectations surrounding royal life in Britain. Because of that early connection, some commentators speculate that Meghan may have shared personal thoughts, frustrations, or private experiences during those early years. If Ferguson ever decided to publish a full memoir, those past conversations could potentially resurface. And that is exactly why royal watchers are paying close attention to these publishing rumors. Over the past several years, Harry and Meghan have already presented their version of events through major media projects, including interviews, documentaries, and Harry's best-selling memoir Spare. But a memoir from someone like Sarah Ferguson could introduce new perspectives and possibly challenge the narrative that the public has heard so far. If that happens, the ongoing royal saga might be heading toward yet another dramatic chapter. As speculation around a potential memoir continues to grow, many royal commentators believe that Sarah Ferguson could hold a surprising amount of insight into some of the most talked-about moments involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Over the years, Ferguson has built a reputation as someone who has experienced both privilege and controversy while connected to the British monarchy. Having once been married to Prince Andrew, she spent years within royal circles, and develop relationships that extended beyond her own marriage. Because of those connections, some observers believe she may know far more about the dynamics inside the royal family than she has publicly shared. Another interesting angle involves her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Both sisters have maintained relationships across different branches of the royal family, including at times remaining friendly with Harry and Meghan, even after the couple stepped back from official duties during Megxit. In fact, several public appearances over the past few years suggested that Eugenie, in particular, stayed close with Harry despite the ongoing tensions between the Sussexes and the rest of the monarchy. For example, the two were seen together at events in the United States, and reports also suggested that Eugenie had spent time visiting Harry and Meghan at their home in Montecito, where the couple settled after leaving the United Kingdom. There were even claims that Eugenie and her husband once stayed at Frogmore Cottage, the residence previously associated with Harry and Meghan during their time as working royals. Because of this continued contact, some analysts believe that Ferguson could potentially have access to second-hand insights about the tensions that develop within the family. If a memoir were ever written, those relationships might provide context about how the situation evolved behind closed doors. Another factor adding to the speculation is the broader atmosphere within the royal family in recent years. Since becoming king, Charles III has reportedly taken a more decisive approach toward managing the monarchy's public image, particularly when it comes to controversies involving royal titles and responsibilities. Meanwhile, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have focused heavily on maintaining stability within the institution while also preparing for their future roles. These internal dynamics have led to widespread speculation about how different members of the extended royal family may fit into the monarchy's long-term future. Some commentators have even suggested that certain relationships within the wider royal circle have become increasingly distant, especially following the global media attention surrounding Harry's memoir Spare and the couple's various media projects. Against that backdrop, a memoir from Ferguson could attract enormous public interest, not only because of her personal experiences, but also because of the unique perspective she might offer on the evolving relationships within the monarchy. Of course, it's important to note that no official announcement of such a book has been made. Publishing rumors frequently circulate in royal reporting, and many proposed memoirs never actually materialize. Still, the idea alone has already sparked intense discussion among royal watchers. If Ferguson ever did decide to share her story in detail, the book would likely revisit decades of royal history, from her own experiences within the palace to the modern challenges facing the monarchy today. And in a royal narrative already filled with interviews, documentaries, and best-selling memoirs, another insider perspective could easily become one of the most talked-about releases in recent years. As the discussion about a possible memoir continues to circulate, many royal watchers are also looking at the bigger picture, the changing structure of the British monarchy, and how different members of the extended royal family may fit into its future. Over the past few years, the institution has gone through one of its most transformative periods in decades. Following the passing of Elizabeth II, the reign of Charles III began with a clear message about modernizing the monarchy and keeping a tighter circle of working royals. That shift has inevitably raised questions about where figures connected to past controversies might stand. For example, Prince Andrew has largely stepped away from public life following the fallout surrounding his association with Jeffrey Epstein. While Andrew was once a central figure in royal events, his role today is extremely limited. Because Sarah Ferguson remains closely linked to him through family ties and their daughters, some commentators believe her potential memoir could revisit moments that shaped that period of royal history. At the same time, attention continues to focus on the evolving relationship between the monarchy and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Since relocating to the United States, the couple has pursued several major media ventures, including their partnership with Netflix and earlier collaborations with Spotify. Their projects, along with Harry's memoir Spare, offered their personal perspective on events that unfolded during their time inside the royal family. However, critics and royal analysts often point out that the royal household traditionally avoids publicly responding to such claims, preferring to maintain a policy of silence. That approach has allowed many narratives about the royal family to circulate without direct official rebuttal. Because of that, Some observers think that if someone like Ferguson were to publish a memoir, it could introduce additional viewpoints about those same events. Another reason the speculation is attracting attention is Ferguson's own history of speaking openly about her life. Over the years, she has written books and shared personal stories that revealed both the challenges and the privileges that came with being connected to the monarchy. This willingness to speak candidly has led some analysts to believe she might eventually consider writing a broader memoir covering her entire royal experience. Of course, any such book would likely draw interest, not only because of its potential revelations, but also because of the relationships involved. Ferguson's daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, remain part of the extended royal family and have maintained friendships across different branches of the family. Those connections could make any behind-the-scenes account particularly intriguing to readers. Still, for now, much of the discussion remains speculative. Publishing deals often generate headlines long before any manuscript is completed, and many rumored royal memoirs never actually reach the shelves. But if one thing is certain, it's that public fascination with the British royal family remains incredibly strong. And if a memoir from Ferguson ever does appear, it would likely become another chapter in the ongoing global conversation surrounding the monarchy, a conversation that continues to evolve as new stories, perspectives, and interpretations emerge. While rumors about a potential memoir continue to circulate, the bigger issue many royal commentators are discussing is how dramatically the landscape of the monarchy has changed over the past few years. For decades, the British royal family operated under a very traditional system, one where disagreements or tensions behind palace walls rarely became public knowledge. That approach was strongly associated with the late Elizabeth II, whose reign was defined by discretion and the famous royal philosophy of never complain, never explain. But in the modern media era, maintaining that level of privacy has become increasingly difficult. Since stepping back from royal duties during Megxit, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have openly shared their personal experiences through interviews, documentaries, and books. Their projects with Netflix and earlier work with Spotify, along with Harry's memoir Spare, provided their perspective on the events that led to their departure from royal life. These public accounts generated enormous global attention and sparked widespread debates about the inner workings of the monarchy. However, the royal household has largely avoided responding directly to those claims. Instead, the institution has focused on continuing its official duties and maintaining a sense of stability. Under the leadership of Charles III, there's been a noticeable emphasis on presenting a streamlined monarchy, one that concentrates on a smaller group of active, working royals. At the center of that vision are Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, who represent the future leadership of the royal institution. Their focus has largely been on public service, charity work, and maintaining public trust in the monarchy. But the wider royal circle still attracts attention, especially when it comes to figures connected to past controversies or long-standing media narratives. This is why speculation around Sarah Ferguson potentially writing another memoir has captured so much interest. Ferguson's life story already contains many dramatic chapters, from her marriage to Prince Andrew to the financial struggles and media scandals that followed her departure from official royal life. Despite those challenges, she has remained a visible public figure and continues to maintain connections within the royal family through her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Because of her unique position, having lived both inside and outside the royal spotlight, some analysts believe she could offer a perspective that differs from the narratives already shared in recent years. Whether that perspective would focus on historical experiences from her own time in the monarchy or touch on more recent developments remains entirely unknown. For now, the idea of a new memoir remains just speculation. No official publishing announcement has been made, and Ferguson herself has not confirmed any plans to release a book addressing current royal issues. Still, the ongoing conversation highlights just how much public curiosity surrounds the British royal family. Every potential insider account, interview, or memoir has the ability to reignite global interest in the monarchy's history and its future. And until any official confirmation appears, the rumors themselves will likely continue to fuel discussions among royal watchers around the world. As conversations about a possible memoir continue to circulate among royal commentators, The broader issue remains the evolving image of the British monarchy in a rapidly changing media environment. The royal family today operates in a world where public narratives move quickly, and personal stories shared through books, interviews, and documentaries can shape global perceptions almost instantly. Over the past decade, the monarchy has faced a series of highly public challenges that have tested its ability to maintain unity and stability. From internal family tensions to increasing scrutiny from international media, the institution has had to carefully manage its public image while continuing its traditional duties. The transition from the long reign of Elizabeth II to the leadership of Charles III marked one of the most significant turning points in modern royal history. During her reign, Queen Elizabeth maintained a strong sense of continuity and discretion that defined how the monarchy communicated with the public. In contrast, the current era requires a more adaptable approach, particularly as public discussions about the royal family increasingly unfold on global media platforms. One of the most widely discussed developments in recent years has been the departure of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from their roles as working members of the royal family during Megxit. Their move to the United States and subsequent media projects with Netflix, along with Harry's best-selling memoir Spare, offered their personal account of the circumstances that led to their decision. While those projects attracted enormous public attention, the royal household itself largely maintained its traditional policy of avoiding direct public responses. Instead, the focus remained on continuing royal duties and highlighting the work of active members of the family. Within this structure, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, have emerged as central figures representing the future of the monarchy. Their public engagements and charitable initiatives emphasize stability, continuity, and the long-term role of the institution. Meanwhile, the extended royal family continues to attract interest from observers and journalists, particularly when it comes to individuals whose experiences span multiple eras of royal life. This is where figures like Sarah Ferguson remain relevant to the broader discussion. Ferguson's life has intersected with several important moments in royal history, from her marriage to Prince Andrew to the challenges she faced after stepping away from official royal duties. Despite periods of controversy and financial struggles, she has maintained a public presence and continued her work as an author and media personality. Because of her decades-long connection to the royal family, some analysts believe that any future memoir or detailed account from Ferguson could provide additional context about how royal relationships have evolved behind the scenes. However, it is equally important to recognize that many rumored royal memoirs never materialize. Publishing speculation often grows quickly in the media, but official announcements are the only reliable confirmation that a project is truly underway. For now, discussions about Ferguson potentially sharing new insights remain purely hypothetical. Yet the very existence of these rumors highlights the enduring global fascination with the British royal family. Stories about royal life, whether they come from official sources, journalists, or former insiders, continue to capture public attention across generations. As the monarchy moves forward under King Charles, balancing tradition with modern expectations will likely remain one of its greatest challenges. And regardless of whether another memoir is ever published, the ongoing conversation surrounding the royal family shows no signs of slowing down anytime